Okay, now you can see our presentation. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. The three connected archives that we presented at KID, GenderNout, and Argonaut remind us of the importance of imagining the archive that reflect on identity, gender, and sexuality as living interactive space free of heteropatriarchal codes inhabited by bodies and multiple subjectivities that relate the past, present, and future. ArchiveD is a digital identity archive about artworks based on self-representation, body, and identity. A documentation space with texts and interviews on the creative and non-face diffusion strategies of artists, curators, and critics with significant careers in the contemporary art scene. An online diffusion space for the work of Ibero-American artists who work on the self-representation of the individual. This artistic research project on the new processes on creation and diffusion of identity, artistic practice in non-presence is part of the research in the university project connected bodies to new processes on creation or diffusion of non-face-to-face identity artistic practice. Given the growing appearance of archives involved in the recovery of memory about new media from an artistic perspective, we see the need to create free and open source tools that allow visualizing the complexity of historical analysis. In order to question the power relations intrinsic to the very structure of the archive and propose new ways of visualizing narratives based on the concept of genealogies, we have designed a software making use of queer methodologies. GenderNout, Queering the Software, is the name of this artistic and political project where we have designed and programmed an open source program that allows the collective creation of archives through a multimedia and interactive online experience. A tool that could be a relevant methodological contribution for researchers who come from the humanities to the social science. The platform chosen to develop the software is WordPress, an open source content manager. And the way has been a plugin which integrates with existing themes and allows you to create a content archive with three different display options: matrix, timeline, and list. It also allows administration and users to create and edit them later.
In the second phase, we are immersed in the design of programming of a new interface that we call Argonaut through the development of a WordPress theme. We are developing open source software that allows viewing these stories from different forms of viewing, interaction, and accessibility. Databases, interface design, content tab, intelligent search, creation of genealogies, timeline, etc. It is about making an archive environment accessible through new technologies and studying how to adjust the functional and interaction requirements that guarantee autonomous and comfortable use by everyone. Argonaut, which through the design of different templates and integrated with GenderNout plugin, will allow users to create a more complete archive viewing environment that will enhance the display of interactive narratives. It addresses the study of the potential user when designing a display system. They are the ones who will use the system, and that is why it is essential to know their needs and find the best way for them to use and take advantage of the system. It is essential to know their cognitive abilities as well as the constraints that impact the management and use of information. The adaptive design must flow with a constant adaptation of the size of the graphics and the structures that make up the interface in the different devices in which it is displayed. It is a way, in this way, he explored a new connection between the virtual device and the human. Our work now presents a novelty of analysis of a currently burning scenario, the condition of non-present in the creation and diffusion process that at the current time of the pandemic and with greater assiduity in the coming years, will experience this type of artistic productions. This archive will address the technological advances that have had to be implemented in an accelerated way during confinement and that represent the logical evolution of other cultural practices or ways of doing, such as the occupation of non-presential space or creating works in everyday settings. We try to investigate the orientation and resolution of the new modes of online creation and sharing that have been activated during the pandemic to allow us to glimpse future options in the dissemination of art, and at the same time to be a benchmark for pioneering research for the future on media archaeology. We will do it through an online research platform on art, connection, and identity designed to encourage reflection and debate around this creation and dissemination processes. Thank you so much for listening.